Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I decided to give one more update on this Fury that I'm working on before I have a final. I've gotten some more work done on it and made a couple more parts I wanted to talk about real quick. But one thing I discovered, and I'm gonna pull this camera up here, a little detail that would be easy to make for this car. I'm going to pull this up in here a little closer. Is this little hood spring and the radiator shroud support that's all connected to the front of the car. So I'll show you what I did and what I came up with. So here's our front end. I feel like I'm zoomed way in, but pull it. There we go. So I made a small little spring for it. I think you can see that. And I just took some Artistics license and made a little support for it down here. And then we made the bracket right here that will mount it to the radiator shroud. So I'll stick this on the car. And see it lines right up. I cut it just to where it would line up with the shroud support right there. And then our spring. Now the spring actually got out of the center of this wire nut. You can see up inside there. I took my my medieval bone saw right here and cut around that, pulled this guy apart, then just pulled the spring out of it and cut it to the length I wanted. Just barely, just enough on there. Get this all back in here. And the hood still shuts on it. So, but when you raise the hood up, you'll see that spring, which I thought was a cool little detail. Now, a couple other things that we've been working on is I made, get some of this out of the way. I did make a fan shroud cover right here, just out of some thin styrene sheet that I had, and we detailed the radiator cap on it. We put on a little pressure release valve on it, and then we actually added a tank over here for an overflow, and we put a piece of tubing on here for that. And then I installed the battery over here. We made a plate for the battery to set on that I still need to paint yet. And then I made a locking brace for it out of a piece of paper clip. And then I also added a horn. And then we installed our siren speaker over here. I think you can see that. So when I put the front clip on, everything clears. We have just enough room for the speaker to clear and the horn. And then I updated the master cylinder. I cut off the kit part that was on there, and I found in my parts box an actual master cylinder. So we updated that. And then I am working on my upper radiator hose for it. This has been painted. It's been pre-bent. I heated a piece of 1/8" styrene and bent it to shape. It took me like 3 or 4 tries to get it correct, but it is the right shape now. But you can see we painted the windshield wipers on there, and we've worked on painting some of the interior. The outside is painted. This has been painted to black and the Dover white. It's been somewhat polished. I'm still working on that. It has not been washed out yet. You can see the polish still in the door jambs and things, but we did work on painted the headliner in it in the side of the walls inside. We got our sun visors painted up. Of course, the hood is done. I still have some touch up here to do, and then the trunk lid. So we're getting there. We're getting close. It's basically just on the final details now, but I was really happy that I found that photograph online of that spring and that radiator support wall support, whatever you want to call it, right here. And then our little spring. So very, very easy to do, to replicate, just with you know, a little wire nut and your imagination, I guess. We did paint the inside of all this black so that when it's up on a car, it doesn't show through quite as much as it would if it was all chrome. But we're getting there. I think it's gonna look really nice when we get it all done, get it all buttoned up, and get all of our decals on there. Get the hinges all glued in place for the trunk and the hood, and get everything, all the chrome work done on it up here on the door handles, and get all my fingerprints washed off of it. But this should be the last video before our final. We got the engine all ready to go. We got the battery cable ran to the starter. We did get the exhaust system completed out. I have some touch up to do down here on the frame. Tires are glued in place. Let me back this up a little bit. It's a horrible view. But it's coming along. It's getting there. I think it'll be look real good once we get it all buttoned up. We did chrome tip out our exhaust pipes there. So probably one more video after this, and that will be our final. But we're looking pretty good under the hood. So I don't know, maybe I should have this done this week, I would say, and then I'll be posting up the final build. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and thanks to all the new subscribers that I have. I really appreciate that. And guys, thanks for all the good comments, the great comments I've gotten on this. I have put an absolute ton of work in on this car, but I think it was well worth it. It's kind of a labor of love, so to speak. I mean, these old Johan kits were were some of my favorites when I was a kid, and I just really, now that I have, you know, some skill and the ability to improve on them, you know, I think it's wonderful. I just love it. So thanks for watching, and like I said, the next video should be my final reveal. And what else I got here? Oh yeah, I updated my tail lamps. I don't know if it's going to show or not, but we did, on the one side of the tail lamp right here is the reverse light, so we painted that a flat white. I don't know if it's going to distinguish itself from the chrome or not, but it is in there. But again, thanks guys for subscribing, liking, and commenting. I truly do appreciate it, and it helps keep me motivated to, you know, create new ideals, give some tips, show you guys how I'm making my stuff, like that spring on for the hood latch. You know, just a little spring out of a wire nut. Wire nuts you can get anywhere, you know. So, all right, I've babbled enough. We'll see you guys on the final reveal video.